Hello, welcome to Pecan Corner. I'm Tina, and today I'm making cascarones for Easter. We have new grandbabies that are small. They're a year or two old, and so they're almost big enough to use these. These are confetti stuffed eggs that in Mexican culture are used at Easter time. The kids crack them over their heads, throw them at each other, and try to crack them on people's heads, and they're a lot of fun. I've been saving the colorful Easter egg colored eggs that our friends hens lay for several months now. I rinse them off and break just a small hole in them. And remove the egg that way, and then wash them out good with soap and water, and then spray them with a little bleach water inside and out so that they'll be nice and sanitary. And then I've just set them aside, and so I've been saving them now for several months. So I've got I need 3 dozen, one for each, and so I've got 3 dozens now. Aren't those eggs pretty? They make it fun to cook with. If you don't have colored eggs, you can mark on them with markers, or you could just use regular Easter egg dye and dye them, and then make sure that they're good and dry before you do this. You can use paper confetti, and that's what we used to use. Some people have put glitter in them. Glitter's not good. It gets in your hair, and it gets kind of sticks to the scalp, and it's sharp, small, and can get in the eyes and things. So glitter's not really as good an idea as it sounds like, but paper confetti is just fine. The challenge is, of course, that you have to do this outside, and the paper confetti does make a mess along with the eggshells. So what I'm doing is I'm going to make I'm making my own confetti. I dried some roses last year, and so I'm tearing up those petals and using those, just tearing them into small pieces, and then I'm using the papers off of my garlic. That makes a great white color confetti, and that way if they do these outside, it won't matter. This will just gradually absorb into the ground along with the other leaf litter and such that's out there. As long as it's all natural like this. You could also use recyclable papers, of course, and things like that. I think you can see. The other things I've put in this are dried celery leaves. They're really good. They give it a nice color. So I dehydrated those and used those, and then some dehydrated kale makes for a nice dark green. There's a little bit lighter one, and just break it up into it. The other thing, with as little as these babies are, that way if they get them in their in their mouths, it won't hurt them. And even if you wanted to, you could even use bell pepper seeds. Don't use hot pepper seeds because they're very hot, and they might get in somebody's eyes, or one of the children might bite them or something, and it can hurt them. So bell pepper seeds are also a small thing that could go in that really easily. Bird seed would be a good filler for it too. So what I'm going to do is, I'll start with this one because it's got a little bit bigger hole. You can use a funnel and poke it in. I've got a little tool here to just kind of poke it down through the funnel, or it may be easier to just poke it in that way. You don't need to fill it up. All you need is about a teaspoon worth of confetti in each egg. That's all it takes. It's just about a teaspoon, just enough that it'll float down when they crack it. You can just cut a little square of tissue paper, or you could make it decorative. If you wanted to cut it into a flower shape, you could certainly do that. I'm going to use some white glue and just add a little water to it to dilute it just a bit. so I've diluted some of my white glue, and what I'm going to do is just use a little watercolor paintbrush and just dab some of the glue around the side of the hole there, and just paste the tissue paper over that, and there we go. And now I'll just set that aside and let those dry completely. And when I'm done, we'll have a fun little gift that I can mail off for my grandchildren, all made out of waste products that would have otherwise been thrown away. So have fun, make some cascarones for yourself and for yours. I heard a new thing the other day that we never did when mine were little, but sounds like a lot of fun for older kids. We need to put flour in them instead, along with the confetti, and I can see 8 to 10-year-olds having a really good time with that, you know, and getting flour all over the place. So enjoy. Thanks a bunch, and happy Easter to you guys.